we are going to be looking at some disturbing videos, strange and odd news stories, and as always, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. There are a few things I want to talk about in today's video. For example, something very strange is going on in New Jersey. Not only were there very strange sounds, but around the same time, something very odd happened. So I had to come back and re-edit this video because something was discovered when it came to Charlie Kirk's shooting that I want to go ahead and talk about that really reminds me of something that was discovered when it came to the Maui fires. So yesterday on my other channel, Hours of Horror, and I'm going to save you from this guy's video because the fake influencer voice he's using is very annoying. I'm not going to play it. But I had uploaded a video how this TikToker was talking about on Charlie Kirk's Twitter account. His team posted that he passed away in his Florida home again on September 6th. But come to find out, on September 9th, this author, Anastasia Casey, uploads a book to Amazon titled The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, talking about how he was shot on September 10th. Now, I actually saw this myself and I saved a screenshot, but if you try to go back, Amazon had completely removed the page. Absolutely no different than the other book that was published to Amazon, Fire and Fury, The Maui Fires, which was published, I believe, only a day after the Maui fires had taken place. Some say that you can upload ebooks to Amazon within 24 hours. The only problem happens to be on that exact same day, a little over 24 hours from when the fires had taken place, this book was available for paperback, and it also chronicles the events that happened on the 11th. This book had also been removed by Amazon, but I also saw it in real time and I made a video about it. Now, I cannot find any other information on this author or find any other books published by this author, which makes me believe that this might be an AI author, kind of similar to, again, that book about the Maui fires. That author was named Milestone. Some are even suggesting that the book may have been published based on the author's time zone, but looking this up further, it says no, Amazon does not show a book's published date based on different time zones. Instead, Amazon's publishing and promotional activities, such as Kindle ebook releases and Kindle countdown deals, typically use Pacific Standard Time or Coordinated Universal Time. So the publishing date is not based on the author's time zone. So is the whole thing just a script, which I wouldn't doubt one bit, or is some kind of very powerful AI being used that knows about future events? A kind of AI that the so-called powers that be may have. But no matter what it may be, the whole thing just stinks. But this really also puts into perspective when it comes to Fire and Fury, the book about the Maui fires, because again, that was not a natural fire, in my own opinion anyway. But like I said, there are other things I do want to go ahead and talk about, like these really weird events that happen in New Jersey. But really quick, before I go ahead and get into that, I want to talk about this news story right here. So I saw this news segment from Richie from Boston's live stream. He has two main channels, RFB2 and Jailbreak Overlander. And this is absolute insanity. It is not surprising, it's just crazy the times we're living in.
Something is broken. I know if someone breaks into my house or someone else's, you're going to fight for your life.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford speaking out over a break-and-enter that happened in Lindsay, a city east of Toronto, early Monday morning. Kawartha Lakes police were called for an altercation at an apartment. They learned that a man had woken up to find another man inside his home. During a fight, the intruder suffered serious, life-threatening injuries. The intruder, a 41-year-old, was already wanted by police. He is facing additional charges, including break-and-enter and possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose. The homeowner, a 44-year-old, was charged with aggravated assault and assault with a weapon.
You should be able to protect your family when someone's going in there to harm your family and your kids. And maybe these criminals will think twice about breaking into someone's home.
In the unlikely event that you find yourself the victim of a home invasion, urging citizens not to take matters into their own hands. While we don't want homeowners to feel powerless, we urge you to call 911 and do everything you can to keep yourself and loved ones safe until police arrive, and be the best witness possible. This could mean locking yourself in a room away from the perpetrators, hiding, fleeing the home, but don't engage unless absolutely necessary. But as it stands, we know the best defense for most people is to comply, as you've just heard, a number of safety recommendations.
It is absolutely crazy to me that somebody can be arrested for defending themselves after somebody had broken into their home with a weapon And on top of everything else, this person was a wanted criminal. The resident beat him to the point that he had life-threatening injuries, but in my opinion, that's the risk one takes for breaking into somebody's home. That could have been completely avoided. But make no mistake about it, what we're seeing in Canada, what we're seeing in Europe will be universal laws, even here in the United States, because this is what they want with that 2030 one world, one government agenda. But this news story goes in accordance with the World Economic Forum and many of these governments around the world. They figure that you own nothing, even your own property, your own home, and the stuff inside your home is not yours to begin with, so why are you even defending it? They probably even believe that your body does not belong to you, that your body is their property. Again, it just feels like we're living in a mix of idiocracy and They Live. And 1984. Those three are not fictional. 1984, They Live, and Idiocracy are basically documentaries. But in other strange news, what happened over in New Jersey a couple days ago? Apparently there was a crack so large in the road that multiple families had to be evacuated. Reading this article from NJ.com, which was published on September 9th, apparently 18 families were initially evacuated from their homes after a large crack several hundred yards long on Smith Road in Woodbridge emerged last week. A spokesperson for Woodbridge Township said a road displacement was reported on Thursday on Route 440 and Smith Road between Perth-Amboy border heading towards Highland Avenue. No crack in the road was noticed the day before, the mayor said. They say as of right now, a full engineering review of the area is being completed to assess additional damage to infrastructure and utilities, according to the mayor. The township won't know how extensive the damage is until the review is completed. But looking at it, it looks like every sci-fi movie ever where you see the earth crack open and all these entities come out. But I strongly feel like someone or someone's is doing something beneath the ground, whether it be tunnels or something along those lines, because lately New York, New Jersey has had some very odd earthquakes for that region. Earthquakes over 4.0. Matter of fact, I think it was last month, New Jersey had 2 earthquakes back to back that were a pretty nice size for New Jersey, something you would never hear of before. Some people even believe what happened here may have been the cause of a fault line. And let's say that is the case. Let's say there's no tunneling or there's work being done below. Then why is New Jersey, New York so active lately with earthquakes? But if this was an earthquake, one would think that the residents living near this massive crack would have said that they felt an earthquake, or it would have been reported by the USGS. And people in a lot of other states, including New Jersey, are still hearing these very loud booms, these very loud sounds in the skies that sound like skyquakes. But again, it's my own personal opinion. What they're hearing is not coming from above, but coming from below. But come to find out, only 2 days prior to this mysterious crack, there were very loud booms heard in New Jersey. Now, before I get into that, this was also heard in the skies above New York, supposedly in the skies above New York, only 1 day prior to that earthquake that hit last month.
Oh my God, what is that sound? What is that? Oh my God.
What is that noise?
I don't know. What is it?
Is it a UFO?
I don't know. Ryan, I have no idea. What is that sound? Yo, I don't know where that is coming from. And then it just fades out. I don't know. Here it comes.
In my other videos not too long ago, I have been talking about how there are massive explosions happening in multiple different neighborhoods across the country. Matter of fact, looking this up further, tunneling underground can cause cracks in roads. It is a well-documented phenomenon, especially in urban areas with shallow tunnels and soft underground conditions. The disturbance of soil during evacuations lead to ground settlements, which can manifest as cracking on the surface infrastructure, including roads. I'm sure that's common knowledge. I just wanted to make a point about tunneling and what goes on beneath our feet. The article continues to say, and the mayor was quoted, "There is a lot of speculation on what may have caused the crack, but we won't know for sure until the full review is complete." He added that the whole road will need to be replaced. But here's where things get a little bit more bizarre. Talking about loud sounds, same state, and reading from the same article, NJ.com, a couple days prior to this massive crack appearing in the road, this article came out. Another unexplained Big Bang rocks New Jersey towns. Here's what they rolled out. This is the boom they heard that was captured on video. So apparently this massive boom that was heard was the second in less than a week, and this happened in northern New Jersey. The massive crack in the road happened in central New Jersey, but still, New Jersey really isn't that big of a state. Pequannock Police Chief Daniel Commune said the department received several calls about something that sounded like an explosion, but were unable to locate a source for it. He was quoted as saying, "My understanding is that it was heard by the entire town and all the surrounding towns up to as far as West Milford, so with that said, it very well may have been in another town." Wow. But when it comes to the other loud boom that was heard, police in neighboring Pompton Lakes also said they had no information about the very loud sound which was heard shortly before 9:20 p.m. Officials at the Picatinny Arsenal, wasn't Picatinny Arsenal where the drones first started to appear during the mysterious drone sightings back in 2024? But anyway, the article continues to say, which spans Jefferson and Rockaway townships, said Monday morning they do not conduct operations at night. But before I go ahead and continue with this mysterious boom, I just want to go ahead and look up Picatinny Arsenal real quick. Still reading from the same news agency, I found this article here, which was published on December 10th, 2024. New Jersey military base had 11 confirmed mystery drone sightings, Army says. Picatinny Arsenal, the Army facility in Morris County, has had 11 confirmed sightings of unauthorized drones flying over in its airspace in recent weeks, military officials said. The first confirmed sighting at Picatinny witnessed by a police or security officer at the arsenal was November 13th, 5 days earlier than previously reported. So yeah, this was the very first location where all this drone stuff started to happen. 7 other sightings remain unconfirmed, including one reported Friday at the Military Research and Manufacturing Facility in Jefferson and Rockaway Township. Now, while Picatinny says that these drones were not theirs and they do not have drones at their facility, I still strongly believe that this whole drone situation was the government and they were distracting us from something that was taking place during that time. Or perhaps they were releasing these drones to distract us away from these orbs that were also seen in the skies around the exact same time. Last week, people in and around, why does New Jersey have so many strange names you can't pronounce? I was born and raised in New Jersey for over 20 years and I still cannot pronounce half this crap. I'm going to do my best. Hapakong saw a flash of light and heard an explosion shortly before 2 a.m. Tuesday. Police in the Sussex County town received several calls, complaints, and videos reporting the noise, and they went out to investigate. An investigation found no damage or issues related to whatever the boom was. There have been no reports of meteors seen in New Jersey at the time of these booms, according to the American Meteor Society. There were 4 reports of a fireball seen over New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York on Wednesday, September 3rd. A lot of these quote-unquote fireballs have been acting very bizarre lately. Remember that fireball that was seen in the southern states that a lot of people are convinced was not a meteor whatsoever. And then we had something seen in Arkansas that was actually course correcting. And again, NASA had to come right out and say, oh yeah, that was just a meteor. A meteorologist at WeatherWorks in Hackettstown said that whatever the noise hears on Sunday, whatever the noise heard on Sunday was, okay, it had nothing to do with the weather. It could be a multitude of things, but nothing weather related, said Michael Priante. Priante confirmed there were no reported lightning strikes or storms anywhere remotely close to Morris or Passaic counties. So yeah, they cannot find the source of these massive booms that happen twice in a week. That's because probably more than likely whatever's causing it is happening beneath the ground. But talking about tunnels, I uploaded this video clip on my other channel, Seconds of Horror, about a couple days ago, where this individual, he found this massive tunnel beneath his home that led to who knows what, because this individual has not been heard of since. Matter of fact, he deleted those 2 videos on his TikTok.
So this user found a tunnel underneath his house that he did not know was there.
You ever bought a home? With a hole? I advise go in. Nope. Way, Jimmy. don't know what I'm getting myself into. The water hose. A full cement floor, too. What is going on? It's a home, bro. There's a closet. Like someone was trying to get out here.
The weird part is he only made these 2 videos and then he disappeared off the internet. We don't know what happened after this. We don't know where these tunnels came from, what they were for. We don't know anything. And like I said, it seems like the guy just disappeared.
Yeah, that guy had a lot of views on those videos. He had one that was 700,000 and the other that was 2 million, and then they were deleted, and he again has not been heard from since. This is another video where a tunnel was discovered, and as you can see throughout the video, some very unusual things were found, but it leads to a very interesting location.
We're down here about 3 hours from our house and trying to go into some underground tunnels under this city. Oh, wow. This is it. Whoa, it looks like we got a gate here, but we can get through. Whoa. There's a ladder that goes up. Oh, okay, we gotta get up there. Oh. Oh, that's too creepy. Somebody kept their child in here, it looks like.
Desperate times.
Hold up. That's the scariest thing I've ever seen. We gotta first figure out what this place even is for. Is it a prison? A bunch of old electronics are gone. Ooh. This place is like a hospital.
Moving on and going back to the first segment, did you know over in Europe they have something called a brick card? Now make no mistake about it, we're definitely going to see something like that here in the United States, especially given the fact that Bill Gates wants to do away with cell phones and introduce everybody to a digital tattoo.
This is your wake-up call. The British government is pushing forward with plans for a national digital ID system. They've called it the Brit card. And if that name doesn't send a chill down your spine, you have not been paying attention. Now let's call it what it really is. The Brit card is not about making your life easier. It's about making you easier to track, control, and punish if you step out of line across whatever line of the day is deemed important. They've wrapped it up in slick PR language about streamlining services and enhancing security and making sure that the Windrush scandal never happens again, because people who are allowed to live here will have the proof that they do so. They're also telling you all through the press that this will stop people coming over here on small boats. That is patently untrue. It isn't just about proving who you are online. That all sounds rather lovely. This is about building a centralized, state-controlled digital identity system that could be used, will be used, to link your finances, your medical history, your travel movements, your social media activity, even your social activity in real life, and more. It's quite frankly a digital dog tag, and once it's clipped around your neck, you will not be able to take it off. So let's start with the basics. What is this Brit card? According to leaked briefings and government statements, and frankly any of us who've been paying attention knew this was coming, the Brit card is going to act as a unified digital identification that every British citizen can use to access public services, to prove their identity, and eventually, though they won't say this part out loud, link with your banking, your health, and your travel movements. They're calling it optional for now, but we've heard that line before. Remember vaccine passports? Yes, I do. They started as a temporary solution, but within weeks, you couldn't get into a pub or fly abroad without one. Make no mistake, the Brit card is the foundation of a surveillance state. Once in place, it will become incredibly easy to expand, quietly, incrementally, until it is essential for anything you want to do. You want to apply for a job? Brit card. Rent a flat? Brit card. Take a train? You guessed it. Brit card. And once that is normal, it is no longer this so-called card. It is a digital chain. It is invisible, but it is ironclad.
But even though I believe that this is something that's happening beneath the ground, when it comes to all these strange sightings in the skies, including these quote-unquote fireballs, at the end of the day, we cannot take Project BB off the table. Now, I know some people out there really hate the topic of Project Bluebeam because they truly want to believe that aliens do exist. And make no mistake about it, I truly do believe that entities do exist. Demons, angels, cryptids, certain cryptids like Bigfoot, shadow people, and so forth. There have been entities on this planet that have been here much longer than us humans. This is why I have a secondary channel, Seconds of Horror, that dives into the more paranormal aspects of things, because based on my upbringing, based on things I have personally witnessed, I truly think that there are things like that that do exist. But when out of nowhere, after all this time of people seeing these very strange sightings in the skies, we had the government, news, and media trying to convince us what they were seeing was nothing more than swamp gas, weather balloons, and so forth, aliens and UFOs was nothing but a kooky, crackpot conspiracy theory. But now, all of a sudden, after this small period of time, we're hearing that a hostile mothership is making its way to Earth, or the military had a hostile confrontation with a UFO. These are scripted events mentally preparing us for a major false flag. Just a couple years ago, the government, news, and media, they would never, and I mean never, release this video footage unless there was a bigger agenda behind it.
A close encounter on Capitol Hill with Representative Eric Burleson showing some whistleblower video during a hearing about UFOs. It seems to show a U.S. military drone shooting a missile at an unidentified object just off the coast of Yemen last year. But as CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie Daggett reports, the aerial mission did not go as planned.
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, then bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path, that trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed-out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burleson shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UFOs.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
We've never seen a Hellfire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence officer with the Pentagon.
When a Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid, there's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case, perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here? We do know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time. Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, Washington.
So for one, the military would not allow this footage to get out because they would not want to show that their weaponry is weak against any foreign adversary, even if you believe the whole foreign adversary thing, because again, they're all seen as buddies inside the World Economic Forum. And two, this is just something they would not show the public. Again, I feel like I'm living in idiocracy that they want us to believe something like this. They mentally prepare you little by little with these news stories, which have been increasingly ramping up. Aliens invading a mall, aliens crashing into somebody's backyard, all these UFOs. Congress having a meeting with the whistleblowers to discuss UFOs, showing us video footage of the military attacking an orb that did nothing to it. I mean, look at these news articles. It's very telling what's going on here. What are Louisiana's chances of surviving an alien invasion? Virginia ranked most likely state to survive alien invasion, study finds. The 10 states most likely to survive an alien invasion. They are just mentally preparing us for this fake stage alien invasion. And the timing is also very interesting as well. We're hearing more and more in the news about hostile aliens around the same time as the 2030 One World Government agenda. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. And I'm not talking about a Kit Kat bar either. I mean, I'm just so angry. But anyway, moving on. With a mix of AI, CGI, and so forth, holograms, they can pretty much make anything happen. And I still remember what Trump said, which was pretty much the most important thing to me that has been said all this year, perhaps in quite a while, when he says if anything bad happens, he'll just blame AI. Which the flip side of that is also true. They can make things happen with AI and not blame AI. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.